welcome back to the service park. It's the end of Saturday here on the Croatia Rally 2024. It's been an absolute thriller, Simon. We have 4.9 seconds between Thierry Neuville in first and Elfyn Evans in second. It's a ripper, isn't it?
It is. 2 full days of competition, different vehicles, different challenges, road position, potential
different tyre choices,
potential of weather, and this afternoon they did sort of take a gamble, and like I say, there's still less than 5 seconds between them. It just shows the level these guys are driving at.
And it's been absolutely fantastic. It's got to be said, potentially there's been elements of this so far 2 days. It's been a little bit mundane. There hasn't been a huge amount of movement in the leaderboard. But where it counts, there's been nothing but absolute intrigue. A lead change, okay, only one lead change, but never more than a handful of tenths between them. Who got the tyre choice right this afternoon?
You have to say Thierry did, because he's leading the rally. You could argue that he maybe just made more of his advantage.
Okay, he made the right choice and he made the most of the right choice.
Yeah, the time where he was on the right tyre, he definitely made the most of it. Elfyn, you can argue, was maybe only on the right tyre for one of the loop of 4 stages, and again, he took the lead. I think 6 seconds is the biggest gap we've had between them on a stage. It really does just show the level these guys are at. And also, it was quite a nice interview at the end of the stage where Elfyn Evans said, it's been a fun day. The battle's been good fun, and it's nice to see that he isn't getting into it and he's enjoying the battle.
The guy who had the absolute heater through the last stage, you've got to say, was Thierry. There was nothing left, was there, in that I-20?
No, and I think you can see that the way he celebrated at the end. It was okay. They've locked down the points now. The 3 extra points over Elfyn.
Not quite.
No, obviously they're locked in now. They just have to get through tomorrow. But you could see the relief in the car. That they were. The pace they showed through that last stage was incredible. And it was a real celebration of making it through at that pace and getting the job done. Definitely,
and Martin's reaction as well. He was grinning away. Yeah. Thierry was fist bumping. That means a huge amount. They know that this championship could be decided by 1 point.
Nerve-wracking, challenging. The situation wasn't clear for the rain, and it was very hard to make a good tyre choice. Somehow we expected the stages to stay dry, or if the rain comes, it would be more, and we would be able to switch to the rain tyres. But unfortunately, it wasn't. So we didn't make the right call there, but we were lucky to get away with it, and didn't have any additional humidity on the last 2 stages. So we got through. We fought very hard. I guess Elfyn and Sebastian as well. But we were capable of going faster, and I'm really happy to score those 18 points tonight.
We saw at the end of the stage just how much it meant to you. I mean, that was a big stage.
It was more about the bet with Martin.
Tell us about that.
When we got the radio message that we were fastest, I was really happy for that, because, he came up with the bet before that stage during Recce, and he said, listen, this stage is 9.11 Ks. If during the weekend we win it twice, I'm going to buy a 911. I said, that's a proper bet. So we went for it. And I trust myself. I went for it. And I was really focused on that last stage just to set the fastest time.
Wow. And cost some money as well.
Not me, him.
No, for him, yeah. You can see how much that means. Thierry absolutely fizzing tonight, and rightly so. But Elfyn, plan for tomorrow, he needs to just put all of this behind him today. It's 4.9 seconds. It's not a lot. There's 12 points on offer tomorrow.
There is, and Elfyn is coming into the Sunday in a similar situation to how he did in Sweden, where he took the most points in the event, and even though he's dropped the 3 today, he'll have a clear head tomorrow, and it will be a fresh start for him. And I'm pretty sure he's going to come out of the blocks trying as hard as anyone will.
Oh, of course he is, and fundamentally we've seen a shift through today. Last night it was still a little bit hesitant, a little bit not quite right. As we said earlier, tonight he's full of beans. He's had a great day in that car. The 2 of them have gone at it, absolute hammer and tongs. And there was, as much as we said there was nothing left in Thierry's car, it was the same for Elfyn. He's come to the end of it and he's wrung its neck.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, he'll be up for the fight tomorrow, and he'll do everything he can to get back on a level playing field and try and get some of those points back that he's dropped today.
This is what Elfyn had to say in the media zone tonight.
Yeah, it's been a fun day behind the wheel. Not sure, obviously times have been really close. Bit of a different tyre strategy, of course, played off for us in the first one. Not so much maybe after, but in the end there wasn't so much in it. Of course, the stages are pretty demanding, quite technical, a lot of crests and jumps and all the rest of it. So to have a push over them obviously was quite good fun.
If you ever needed absolute proof that tarmac rallying is close, Sébastien Ogier sits in third place, 11.6 off Thierry, but across the spread of a day in the same car, he has lost 1/10 of a second to Elvin Evans.
Yeah, which is 108 kilometres today.
Yep.
And a tenth of a second. And bear in mind, the moment that we saw him have earlier, he's done one stage with 2 softs, 1 hard, and a wet weather tyre in the dry. Yeah. And there's still only a tenth of a second between them. Incredible.
It is absolutely remarkable. Ogier's had a great day today. It is difficult coming back to the sport, to the championship after missing those 2 rounds. He himself said today that he's missing some time from yesterday where he was running further back on the road. He's done all he can. The same as Elvin, slightly compromised last 2 stages today. We watched the Toyotas coming through on those 4 softs. The cars were moving around terribly. There was shipping time in most of the corners. Ogier's there though, isn't he? He's still 11.6. Anything can happen tomorrow.
It can, like you say, he's definitely looking back and the time he lost in day 1 where he sort of dropped 14 seconds in the first stage and now he's 11 off the lead. You sort of think, well, is that just a little bit of time to get back up to speed with the gap he's had? Thierry and Elvin are in these cars every week. To just come back and after 2 days of rallying be 11 seconds off the lead of when these guys are fighting for a championship is it's an incredible performance by Sébastien.
It's the performance of an 8-time world champion who's still absolutely on the money. So plenty to see and plenty still to come from Sébastien tomorrow. No doubt this is what he told us tonight.
Today was a bit of a compromise day. I mean, we all expected rain, so the setup was not adapted to the condition we were driving on, and therefore I couldn't say I enjoyed the car as much as yesterday. It was, like I say, kind of a compromise. So it's the way it is, but that's rally and that's the sport in a high level. You need always to keep walking and keep improving. So it looks like at the moment Thierry in his car have a little extra speed than us sometimes, and we need to, like I say, analyze it and try to find a way to turn that around.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day with Ogier. A real battle royal for the top 3 for the podium position tomorrow. First of the non-podium, Ott Tänak. Tricky morning this morning. We saw him run wide in that corner, damage the front right.
That's it. Not a good start to the day. He went too hard on the soft tyres. Like you say, just understeered into the curb. He said himself he thought he'd done more damage than just the wheel. So to a certain extent, he was lucky, to get away with that. But that did compromise his loop. I think the rest of the day he just needed to make sure he stayed ahead of Adrian, and that's what he's done.
He's in that difficult position, isn't he? Yeah, he ideally he wants to be fighting for the podium. He knows he's got to be winning these rallies, not looking for 4th place. Staying ahead of Formo was the least he had to do today. He's done that. He's expanded that lead. He's about 19.9 seconds up on the Frenchman today.
Yeah, and again, he'll be another one trying to get as many points as he can tomorrow.
Having said all of that, it's been another strong day for Formo. We saw him fastest stage time. He's driven really well. He's driven a mature rally, hasn't he?
Yeah, which after last year, this is what he needed. I know he came in with a bit of confidence, hoping for a podium, but you look at the calibre of drivers who are ahead of him, and he's done well. He's got through. He's had a strong performance. Maybe not the podium he wanted, but everyone is still in the rally. No one has made a mistake in front of him, which is rare.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the feeling that we're not looking for mistakes, but there just hasn't been any, and there's been very, very few position changes from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've all remained the same today, and the thing is, when you get these kind of gaps that are building, even a 20-second gap, it's very, very difficult to make that up on tarmac. The hard tyre, the soft tyre, they get into their working windows, and for a while there's not a lot to choose between them.
No.
It's not like a gravel rally, is it, where you can make the...
And especially on these shorter stages as well.
Yeah.
You just don't get the opportunity. Like you say, the tyre, the crossover, the working window of the tyre, 4 to 10k stages, there isn't really the difference. So, like I say, Adrian's had a good day. He's done what he can. He's tried his best to keep Tänak as honest as he can. And he's got through at a decent pace, not made any mistakes, and easily build on there.
And the same, we can say exactly the same for Takamoto Katsuta, for Andreas Mikkelsen, for Gregoire Munster. They've all done all that they can. There was no point going out there and any one of those three trying to be a hero. Potentially, if the weather had turned, they could have taken a gamble on tyres. The weather didn't turn. And ultimately, everybody's locked into the same kind of place and the same strategy with tyres. Okay, Toyota was a bit different with the 4 softs this afternoon, but broadly speaking, nobody used the wet this afternoon, and they just kind of had to bring the cars home.
They did. There wasn't really the opportunity to take that gamble.
No.
And everyone was sort of waiting for something to happen with the weather, and unfortunately it never really came. But like you said, they've all done the best they could. There wasn't the opportunity to take big chunks of time out of anybody.
That's it. I think, for me, there were 2 inspired stages today, and they both came from Thierry Neuville. It was the second stage this afternoon where he knew the chance the weather was coming in. He knew the chance for rain was going to happen, and he absolutely pinned it, didn't he? He knew he had to get to the end of the stage before the rain came, and the rain was just settling on the windscreen by the time he got there. Yeah. You've got to hand it to the guy. He absolutely drove brilliantly today.
Yeah, and then, like we say, the last stage tonight.
Just genius.
Yeah.
In WRC2, we have seen Nikolai Grazan leading. Johan Rossell closed a little bit, but dropped back a little bit. So yeah, it's not quite a close fight, 39 seconds between them. The man on the move today, quite literally, was Gus Greensmith. Was this morning, a couple of punctures, left him with the need for wets on the rear. What happened to the car?
Yeah, so he had no choice to pull other than put wets on the rear of the car, because again he was expecting the rain. It didn't come. He had 2 punctures. So what it did do is it sort of turned the car into almost a rear-wheel drive.
Everybody loves a Mark II Escort.
No, Gus wasn't afraid to get on the handbrake as well and make the most of it. I think he came to the end of the stage and said it may not have been quick, but it was good fun.
Well, absolutely, he's not here scoring points in WRC2. He's out to be a bit of a showman. He enjoyed that moment in the Skoda. It was great to see. Robert Jurgensen, who's blazing a trail, almost 2 minutes clear in the junior field. Great drive by him. That's about it for today. The rain didn't come. The rain might come tomorrow. Let's not talk about it. If we don't talk about it, it's definitely going to happen.
Yes, good chance. I think that's it. We've talked enough about the weather. Let's just see what the fight brings tomorrow.
So if we didn't get the rain, you can almost guarantee Washington, Seattle, Olympus Rally. There's probably some rain over there. It does rain a lot out there. Olympus Rally is just starting as we're coming off. They're starting. Good luck to all of the competitors out there. But for us, it's the end of day 2. Big day tomorrow, Si.
Yeah, can't wait.
You know where to go, dirtfish.com, for all of the action from the final day. It's going to be a thriller at Croatia Rally 2024.